I just did it right now.
Yo,
Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's up? Nick Bark here. I am your host. I am brought by two excellent guests, Sus Edwards and Zero Fox. This is Wayne the Flex. And we're gonna be fucking some shit up today. I don't know exactly what we're gonna be doing, but what's up, Zero? What's up, Sus? How you guys doing today?
I'm great, man. I got some coffee here, enjoying it. Sometimes, like
Nice.
when the weather gets hotter, I don't know why, but hot coffee during a hotter day just feels so good. I don't know. It just makes me feel warm. Maybe it's like the Russian in me that like when it's kind of cold, you want to heat up, but it's like you always feel warm, like you have a blanket covering you. So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the hotter weather with some hot coffee.
a
That's
warm
nice.
coffee on a warm day. It does something to the guts, I must say. But
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty good, man. Excited to draft with you guys. Unsure of whether we'll be going head to head or combining forces, but it'll always be a good time.
Yeah, I like the idea of we can do head to head. Also, I'm kind of down to like I haven't done a BBM yet, so I think that would be kind of fun. If you guys want to do one together, or me and Sus against Zero, we could do.
I
Um,
think
I'm probably not gonna do a B. Well, I don't know if I want to do a BBM head to head just because
you want to say
I'm
the
trying to pace
bullets?
myself, but it's kind of hard to pace yourself.
you want to do the three of us, like a voting, a 2v1 for picks and stuff on a BBM.
Yeah, but I also want to build a. Well, yeah, but so we build the best team. I'm not gonna vote if it's like a doesn't fit the team or
We're,
something.
No,
we're not gonna do nothing like like we're not gonna try to trigger each other this time. It's gonna be let's
no,
try to
no
win two
Isaiah
million
Pacheco at
votes.
38. Yeah, let's
No,
actually. Last year was fun for now we got to grow the bankroll.
Well, that wasn't even
We got a
BBM.
lot.
So that was that BBM that we did that.
That
That
was a
was
BBM, I want to say.
really that was a BBM.
wait,
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I really hope that wasn't a BBM because that was not the best.
wait, when? Which one?
The
When
Matthew Golden, Pacheco, Chase
Oh
Brown.
shit! It was either
somehow
that
the
or it
Golden
was a
wasn't the worst
Greyhound.
pick. Yeah, that was probably a Greyhound. No, but
You,
Pacheco was somehow a worse pick than Golden, and Golden was probably the second worst pick you could make. So that was like what not to do.
and somehow all those worst picks were worse when Joe Mixon went. So it's like it wasn't a great year for the quad box. It really wasn't. I mean, I think each one of us had individually really good success if you compared it to the field. We all made finals. We all hit pretty good return back from what we deposited. But as together as a quad box itself, it was bad. We didn't advance one team to the playoffs. Like that
We
is
were we were
impressive.
lesser than the sum of our parts. You know how they're like, oh, you add up like a great receiver core and they're like greater than the sum of their parts. We were actually like detracting from each other. I feel like it brought out the worst in us, and maybe it'll lead into our like trolliest bad takes. But I feel like we're more dialed in now, and I feel I don't know about you, Zero. I might be bricked up right now.
I'm breaking up right now. I think the difference last year we were doing it towards the end, so we were like, I was kind of like already done with my main drafting, so it was kind of like we were kind of, we're trying new things. Maybe that I wasn't doing any of those things in my own draft, so it was just, now doing it at the beginning of the draft season. I think I was more dialed in at the beginning than the end because I was like, bro, like I want the season to kick off. I don't Matthew Golden, whatever, like, well, let's ride. But
We were
we're
using
locked in.
quad box to lean into our worst take, or like, oh, I don't want exposure of this on like my main account, so it's like, let me uh let me go do it on the quad box tab.
Yeah, that's what happened. And I think it's harder with four people. Like three people, at least you can go like 2v1. If I get voted against with two people, it's like, all right, fuck democracy, man. I'm going back to Russia. But yeah, at
Go back
least
to
it's
I'm packing
yeah,
my
we're
bags and
we're
I'm moving.
yeah. We had a lot of fun. We had some good clips, some good laughs, but um, let's try to profit this year. Let's try to do what is very hard to do. If you max BBM every year for 7 years, then you might make a finals. Is the
it
statistic?
did, it did get easier. It got easier this year, technically. Technically, it did because it
Yeah,
went from 1 out of 16 to 1 out of 14, and then 1 out of 12. So It's a little bit harder than a puppy now, basically.
Well, this puppy I like a lot because isn't it 1 out of 5?
The puppy got easier and the BBM got easier to advance. I just mean like last year's puppy was 1 out of 10, 1 out of 10, and this year's BBM is 1 out of 14, 1 out of 12. So it's closer to a puppy than than previous BBMs.
Yeah.
I don't know if that really changes the strategy, but
For BBM, probably not, right? I think it's still going to be tough as shit to advance, right? And you got to hope you have the right players. Shout out Kyle Pitts.
So
Yeah.
if we win 2 million on Nick's account, do you think he's going to just send the check like automatically, like a quick little wire, or are we going to have to like go to Mexico and like hunt?
I'm gonna drive down like 11 hours or 10 hours through traffic to find that spot.
I'll say this: I feel like Zero is like a secret assassin, like outside of this. So if it was with anyone else, maybe I'd just delete everything and me and my woman we move out somewhere cheap. But if we win 2 million in my account, then I will split up between us.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Looking forward to doing so. I feel like the game is beatable this year, and I may have said that at numerous points last year, but I actually feel like it's beatable this year.
I think it was more beatable last year, but I think it's equal. It's probably equally beatable, but we're gonna have to work harder for our. There's not as many, I think, layups and green boxes or whatever. There's probably less of those. We have to work harder to find those players. Last year was kind of like last year was pretty obvious. Even with a few misses, it was pretty like Javonte, Miles Sanders. That was looking back, that was pretty obvious. I think we can all agree that was pretty obvious.
We will all agree in unison, and we won't have like mutterings under our breaths about how Miles Sanders was the one in July and early August and got hurt.
Yeah.
No such comments will be made. I think just getting running back points will help this year, as a rule of thumb.
Yeah, man, I was dumbass, bro. Like I'm like the last couple of years, to be honest, I'm like receiver. I bought into a heavy 2 years ago when all the virgins were like, oh, I gotta take Brandon and you get the 1-2 turn. And then it's like, okay, last year I'm like, you know what? There's some running backs I like, but I'm fading the old ones. I don't want CMC. I don't want fucking Barkley. I don't want.
That's what happens when you fade Barkley.
Flag plant a player, you better make sure he's good like James Cook. You don't want to flag plant a 25% player of Kenneth Walker and he's your first RB off the board every single time. That is not a good strategy to win.
No, it felt like a lot of buying guys at their top, and like we bought some bad. I mean, Joe Mixon, we were in. I was into it early, but he started in the 40s or whatever because it didn't seem like the foot thing was too big a deal. I should have dipped out when it got obvious, but it just even those like hero quote unquote builds with like Jacobs, like I don't know, like I just want to have running back in the flex in these pod style tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just not going to let myself have like Ray Davis RB anymore, or like whatever bullshit, like I'm just not playing that game. What pick did we get? Oh, we got 2.
1.2. We got the 1.2. Can you guys see the board?
I can.
Well, I can't see the top, but I could see the players.
Yeah. Okay. I'll work on that. So Bijan or Gibbs, one of them. Wait, that shit not working.
Whoever falls.
I think like I'm like just Bijan over Gibbs at the 101, but if Gibbs became the 101, obviously I would just take Gibbs at 101.
All right, let me log in. I mean, good thing we're not autoing nothing bad. Okay, so Gibbs or Bijan, top 2. I go back and forth between the two. I think Gibbs, if I had to pick one player who I think has a little bit higher ceiling, I think it's Gibbs, based off like the fact that I just think he's someone that could score like 25 touchdowns, and if they gave him like 300 carries, which I don't know if they will, but if they gave that to James Cook, I'm sure that he could get that too.
I think my argument or my analysis was that the Lions gave almost 2 starting running backs worth of volume to their 2 starting running backs, and to assume that Gibbs can just handle like much more, because he already, if you compare his workload to Brees, he had more workload than a 17-game Brees that got everything, because Braylon was hurt. Like, he got everything. So like, can you give Gibbs like 50 extra touches? Yeah, but anything more than that, and that if you give him 50 extra touches, and then the offense has to remain elite, there's no regression. And I think Bijan probably has more meat on the bone, based on the fact that he was scoring touchdowns on not a top 5 offense. Like 2 years ago, he had like 15 touchdowns. Last year, he regressed in touchdowns, but I think there's more meat if the offense improves. So like, I mean, they still play in the weak division. There's still a lot to like. I can't go Gibbs over Bijan when there's so much meat on the bone.
It's the. I mean, I want to hear your thoughts on that. And how do you differ between the two?
It's so crazy how many yards Bijan really had when you get down to it. He had like 2,300 total yards, like rushing, receiving, not some like punt, return, or any type of like. He was putting up like damn near 140, 150 yards a week. So reliable. I think his touchdown equity could grow this year with Algier gone. Like, is Algier the same? Or sorry, is Brian Robinson the same threat at the goal line that Algier was? No. It's a new coaching staff too. There's like no like beholding to Brian Robinson. I think Bijan like could not only run back like the 2,000 plus yards, but he could get some more touchdowns too. And like at the end of the year, he was straight cooked. I just feel, but it's one of those like, whoever's the 101, I'll take there. Whoever's not, I'll take it too.
You want
like,
both of these guys.
Exactly. I don't want to be in a position of fading one. I don't want to be like 5% one. Like, I would feel bad if I was less than 7%.
That's where I'm at. I have like 5% Gibbs and I have like 12% Bijan, and I'm happy with that because I'm not gonna just. I mean, I'm not gonna have 0% Gibbs, but 5%,
you don't want to get too low.
Enough.
Right,
yeah.
right.
5%, that's enough.
All right, so the 2-3 turn's interesting to me. I like the RBs a lot at the 4-5 turn. I like the receivers there too. So whoever your guys' favorite players here was just combined.
I was super hype on Chase Brown pre-draft and even more now. Like, he finished the year so strong, like 20.
He goes.
And
I'm cool with Bowers. I think he's.
I'm cool with either of those. I think Rasheed, he survived the draft, so like he's someone I'm interested in. Bowers, obviously, he falls more, so it just depends how you want to play it. I'm cool with any of those.
All right, so you pick. Okay, we take Rice, but 20 seconds by the way. Wait, no, is it 30 seconds or 20 for BBM?
Oh, it might be 20 now.
It's a 20. Okay. This next pick, my guy's AJ. I'm AJ Brown or Jacobs here.
I'm Jacobs here, but I'm cool with AJ also.
I think we go AJ, and maybe we get a running back faller at 47 that we like. I'm feeling it deep in my plums.
Like Jacobs, I do like a lot. He's going to project good offense. I do think too.
Another winner in the draft. I mean, not that he was going to lose, but they didn't add.
But they could have brought someone in free agency, like a Rico, possibly. They could have drafted someone in the 4th round, 3rd round, but they didn't. At the 4-5 turn, like I really love the start when you go Bijan as your hammer, and then in my opinion, I mean Rashid Rice, AJ Brown are 2 receivers I think could be, top 5, top 10 spike week guys. They could finish at the position top 10 in points overall. I'm assuming AJ Brown gets traded to the Patriots. Rashid Rice is weird because it's like he's like suspended or hurt. It's like when he's on the field, he's really fucking good, but he just hasn't been on the field.
Yeah, his per game stuff is like as good as it gets outside of like the true elites. If you told me he was a top 6 receiver this year, would not surprise me at all. And I mean, we took him on the fringes of that. So I like that click. It'll be interesting to see how Bowers plays out this year with like the Kubiak thing. Could he be the JSN, or is it not possible to be the JSN if you're like still a tight end? I like Bowers, but he doesn't have the route bag that Jackson Smith and Jigba does. He could still add a ton of value over replacement, but no, I like this start so far. It sets up a Drake May stack. I don't really feel like we have to do a Mahomes stack, but we could. I think Drake
He's
May
nice
sets
if he.
yeah.
Well, Mahomes is the nice thing about Mahomes is he falls sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
there's a chance we get him at 98 potentially. I was gonna say the tight end, like as you guys notice, like the whole tight end field feels very undervalued this year. But it seems like Bowers is like going at the same spot he went last year. Maybe a little later, but I don't want to fade Bowers or Bright. I think both of them are really good, especially in the third round. I just also think whenever I take them and then I get to this 6th, 7th round, 8th, 9th round, I'm like, damn, like these tight ends sometimes are just the best pick compared to receivers and RBs, respectfully.
I think that's why you have to add certain nuance to last year for every player. I think that's why, I mean, I'm pretty sure we can all agree McBride's not doing what he did last year. I mean, it would be like that. I don't think the coaching staff is surviving 1 year if they're winning 3 games if they do that again. So I think Bowers has a lot more, again, like meat on the bone of team investment plus how to run an actual offense. I don't know if McBride is going to run back 169 targets necessarily, but
is our running
back especially Carson. So Bucky, I'm cool with.
This is Hendo for sure, man. This is Bucky, we're not doing Bucky over Hendo, bro.
We're absolutely doing 20 touch per game Bucky. This is
over
why
Hendo Gibbs 2.0.
That's why you pass on Jacobs to do Bucky.
We do Bucky because I think Hendo has a chance to fall to us, and I am more worried about Stevenson a little bit, the totality of it compared to Bucky.
I'm worried about Sean Tucker when Bucky doesn't get any goal line touches or breakaway speed that Trevion has.
The good thing about Bucky is that he has, because when he was at the 2-3 turn, I agreed with you. Like I was like, okay, we're on the clock.
To me, how do you feel about Loveland as leverage on Bowers? Loveland?
I'm fine with Loveland.
I would rather just do Scam Scatterbo, bro, at this point.
Sus. Hey, you know what? This time
over Loveland is crazy, and you know that is not gonna.
So is Bucky. Bucky over Trevion is crazy too, because if one of
them,
when
we last saw Hendo, he was getting 2 touches a the game, and I like the Hendo.
Yeah, that was in the
Bucky,
that was in the
playoffs. He was getting 20 touches a game, bro.
That's not the last time we saw. That wasn't the last time we saw him.
Bucky, no, the last time we saw Bucky, he was getting 20 touches a game,
and zero in the goal line.
Yeah, because he was banged up, bro.
But the thing with Bucky,
so 190-pound running back can get banged up. That just happens,
Bucky, I think at the 2-3 turn was a bad pick, but at the 4-5 turn is a good pick or fair.
He's a fine pick. He's fine.
I think he's shown that because even though last year he wasn't getting the goal line touches, he still produced fantasy points, right? Like he is someone that could catch balls, and he has an explosive first step. He's very shifty. I think if the Bucs offense does take a step forward this year from last year, he's a good value potentially. But I mean, I like him too.
That's by the way. I know.
No, you're setting up a Drake May stack. You're setting up a Drake May stack without Hendo. Feels gross as fuck.
We'll take Stevenson, bro. We'll take the RB1.
No. We'll take Tony Pollard. Come on, man. Tony Big Dick Pollard.
Tony Pollard is a good pick. He is someone that I did capitulate a little bit before Big Board ended. And I was like just hammering him because I had like 5% and I ended up around like 10% because I was like, you know what? Like, it's just stupid to fade him right now. I don't know what the draft's going to do. And
we were both going back and forth. Like, you're like, dude, Jeremiah Love is a tight. I'm like, dude, you're an idiot. He's a giant. And it's like, actually.
Hey, my fucking Tyler Algier bags of 22% are cooked. So
I mean, like, honestly, he was the best. Like, dude, I mean, if you have a shit ton of Scatterbo, you probably feel fine. But honestly, I feel better about my 23% Pollard and 24% Rachaad White, who aren't injured and also survived, So, like, there's kind of levels to the survival.
Scatterbo started too high. Yeah. Relative to the, like the Pollard and Rachaad prices were, like, crazy, bro. Like, Scatterbo I did get in, like, the 60s a couple times, but, like, But like Pollard was like, dude, 120s sometimes. I was like, wait, you guys realize like he's getting traded or cut if they take Love, right? Like they're not eating
Yeah.
7.5 million.
I was in the camp of people who thought that they should take Tate over Love anyways, just for bro. You
Made more
can't take
sense.
Cam Ward and then give him like Ridley and Wandale and like, okay, there you go, bro. It's like, no, there you don't go. That's how you kill a career before it starts. Like that's
There you absolutely do not go. So would we
like
be
Carson
Drake
Beck
May?
has
Yeah,
Drake May.
let me check in with the chat real quick. What's up, Mike? Let's go. Pristima Barely, we're back, boys. Yes, we are. WTF Adam, draft Jalen Polk and Kyle Williams, maybe Kyle Williams. Beard rankings. Oh, I'll let you guys decide who you guys like with the. Okay, this is a great question. Like, do you do okay?
I do Drake May.
Hey.
I don't need AJ Brown to do Drake May. I'm doing Drake
I
May
know.
all day here.
I love Drake May. I think Drake May is going to print this year. So we're going to take Drake May. After that, my next ranking would be Lemon.
Same.
Just first round receiver.
Let me share with you what I like Lemon. What I've been doing if Lemon's gone, I don't do Lemon every time, but I've been pulling up Kraft sometimes here because I think this is a great spot for if you want to get access to like
The receivers
top
are terrible
3 tight
too.
end. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how like
I think he can fall sometimes too, though.
yeah he falls.
That's a little. We can't pass on Loveland at 50 to do Kraft. I know you're gonna be like, oh, this is like the production. Like,
Okay, so
he had a lot of points per game.
Let's focus here, boys. So I don't want to do Chuba right now. Okay, we can do
How about-
Stevenson.
Can you go to the receivers real quick?
No, I mean, dude, this is like
Cortland
I'd rather do
Sutton.
Kraft than this is gross.
You guys,
Honest,
you guys like Metcalf?
No,
I
we
hate Metcalf.
Oh,
I
bro, not around early on Kraft. What about Parker?
It's
I mean,
not. It's not around. Well, it's not around early. I mean, because he's not
Addison,
gonna.
not Kraft.
He's
Oh,
not.
wait, hear me out. So like I honestly think that the receivers in the next 2 rounds are the same, if not better, than the receivers here.
They're better.
Like I'd rather have
They're better,
Jalen Reed
bro.
straight up than DK Metcalf. I'd rather have Chris
I'd
Godwin.
rather have Pittman. I'd rather have Pittman and Conception and Godwin over Sutton and DK. To be honest, if you can add if you can get a Tucker Kraft, not just randomly, but if you can get something that's good.
I just don't get passing on Loveland half a round ADP faller.
Can I? Let me sell you. Let me sell. No, let me sell. Let me sell you on Kraft. Let me sell you on Kraft, sus. No, because you can say you can get him. You can get him like at. First of all, you're not guaranteed to get him at 96. The only way to get him on a Bijan.
I can live with
The only way
not
to no, but the only way to get him on a Bijan team is to take him either here or if he falls. So it's not like there's no way to get him with a Bijan team otherwise.
I'm totally fine. I don't see why he would be a better pick than Jordan Addison or Metcalf or like guys who didn't turn.
Why are they adding Juwan Jennings, bro? I don't like that.
Dude, so like I think with Kraft is like if we're playing like it's a game, right? If Kraft is fully healthy week 1, back to going, he was a tight end 3 in points per game last year. He is one of the few tight ends that can spike for 25, 30 points. And the opportunity cost, like I like Loveland a lot, but we saw the stuff with Sam Laporta. Like these tight ends really don't break out the second year as much as many people think they do. And it's the opportunity.
Whites have magical healing powers. Like, oh, Scatabo, his white bones are in his ankle are just going to come together and fuse together in a way we've never seen. Tucker Kraft, oh, the ACL. These are devastating injuries, guys.
Not anymore, though.
It was pretty early on for Tucker.
ACLs are like one of like the easiest injuries to come back nowadays. Like, I don't
Look
know.
at fucking Christian Watson. He got hurt in week 18 and he was back by week 8, bro. Like,
but is that the exception or is that the rule? Like that feels
that's the rule for high res players like Tucker Kraft and Watson.
I saw
the rule for every player, but
I saw Tucker Kraft photos that he posted of his rehab. He's a fucking unit. Like he is ready to go. And you know what? Forget about Tucker Kraft for a second. Cam Scatterbull, I know we're not doing points per game, but like I think he has a chance to really crush fantasy this year with the Giants. And I just think that the players, like, I don't know, give me Cam Scatterbull over Lovin like every time.
All right, let's check out the receivers because we desperately need one.
I think we do Mahomes and we're done at
made the
QB
wrong
personally,
choice.
man. I think we'll get a receiver back. I'm cool with receiver here too, though.
I like
Let's do
QJ. Tony Pollard. Oh, Tony
Is,
Pollard.
is Mahomes still here? Or is he gone?
He just went right now.
Okay. There you go.
Let's do
Tony
Pollard.
Pollard. And we're done at 4. Awesome.
There's a lot of receivers I like later too.
Yeah, these guys.
Okay,
We're taking a
so-
receiver here. We're taking a receiver here.
Pollard's
So-
gotta be first.
To me,
Let's take Pollard.
so Sus, we took Kraft 10 picks early so we could get Pollard 10 picks later.
Yeah, we got right at receiver, but at least we get Pollard.
It's
No,
okay.
but all the next rounds, the best picks are literally like receivers, quarterbacks, tight ends. So
Hila would be a nice. We stop at 2. I think.
I'm down.
I think
I'm down
we
for
consider.
T-ball.
Yeah, I
'Cause you
think.
can back
'cause,
stack them pretty easy.
I like that. A little divisional.
who they have? The receivers
Dude,
look. We're weak at
wow,
it, but
dude,
we
this is
have
sick,
Rasheed Rice and AJ Brown. If they're fully healthy, T-Law goes.
I like Pittman. I like QJ. I
How
like
about-
Conception.
How about another guy you could backstack is Purdy, and he was like number 1, like late.
that feels
last year,
so
week
gross,
16.
man. But
Wait, week 16, 17, he was like quarterback 1. like,
Purdy
damn
or
near-
QJ?
Purdy
Let's do
can
Q-
get you
let's do QJ,
37
man.
rushes. No, QJ stinks, and he's getting cucked by Trey Harris.
Okay,
Trust-
we'll take Purdy. We'll take Purdy because I do like Purdy a lot. He won a lot of money last year for me.
He can run too. You saw the rushing
I
touchdown.
like Purdy, but who are you backstacking besides Kittle though? Like,
you know what? Stripling, bro. Like, I'm cool with Stripling. I'm cool with Christian Kirk. I'm cool with Kittle next, and we stop at tight end.
But we don't even need to stack him for real. Like he went off for like 37, right, in the championship, and like
Mhm.
who did he really even bring along? Nobody. Like he can just go. He's mobile. Now he's gonna have weapons. He could kind of spread it out a bit, where like no
This
one.
is probably
consolidates.
a 2.592, or am I
I mean,
retarded?
I agree with Sus, but also like if that's the case, we probably if we get to the finals with him, it would be nice to have some of his weapons, his main weapons, maybe. You know, versus doing like a Cam Ward plus Baker or something, or just Cam Ward backstack. I don't know what we can backstack really, like besides Kittle. Like, okay, Stripling.
I don't think we
I
need
feel
to
like we're-
backstack him,
Stripling is
too.
fine, but I mean, I
If,
don't know.
if you
What,
can put up.
But we don't need a
Stripling-
backstab Purdy though. We have Drake May, AJ Brown.
Like Purdy can have an elite week and not bring along anyone, and it's totally chill.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we could also consider like a 2-4-9-3, where like if we got 2 later tight ends and then just hammered receiver for like the next like 6 rounds.
I'm fine with that. I think receiver. I think Wandale, Worthy,
Wandale is
Higgins
nice.
are
Yeah,
top. Kittle. Oh, I like Gatson value a little
I
bit
like Gatson
too.
a lot.
And to stop at tight end. This is also
Could be
like
fun.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but like I have a free overlay from Easy. So it's like basically it tells you like the stacks, and suggested picks for ADP and stuff like that. So I think we go Wando here, boys.
I'm
Windmill
cool
it
with
in.
one.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna get targets. We have Pollard, and like one thing too is like I think Sus, you're saying you like Cam a little bit this year. I do too. I think Cam Ward at the end of the year last year, if you look, he was actually kind of good. He wasn't turning the ball over. He was playing more efficiently, and I think the Titans literally did everything in their power with bringing in Brian Dable, with Tate, with Wandale to really give him a best chance to take a step forward.
100%.
Yeah.
These receivers here are pretty. Nick, I like where your head's at. Where it's like, dude, Gadsden is like a spike. We can ping pong spike weeks at tight end, and we can make tight end 3 a luxury pick. Like if we like something that falls, cool. If not, cool. Like we don't need Jalen Coker. We don't need Khalil Shakir.
And receivers, not like the RBs get really bad coming up. The receivers, I think you would agree, you guys like more.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I got some names. I'm sure you all. do.
yeah. We'll all pick.
I
We'll all
think
pick
I
a
think
few.
realistically, if we took a receiver over Purdy, I get the Purdy thing, but I think we're gonna get into a spot where like we're just gonna keep him naked, which is fine. But I think then there's like we're not leading into May, which is like the whole point of. I think if we took like Pittman or even Casey Conception, get a little rookie juice. I don't know what Purdy does on this team, and that's where I don't build like this, I guess, where last year I did mostly 2 quarterback teams in BBM especially, and I don't know if you need like because I want to get to the finals with my second quarterback that's fully stacked up and just like ping ponging and look, if you want to keep him naked, I'm all for that. If you want to do a little Christian Kirk, I feel like Stripling, Christian Kirk, whatever, but like I'm sure Kittle's gone already, right?
Kittle's
Probably.
gone, yeah. I think the argument is how you have with the quarterback, where it's like I don't know what Pittman or QJ does as much either. Where it's like we could take Trey Tucker, which I think could kind of match QJ's production this year, possibly.
Well, it's not
and
about
Brock Purdy.
what Pittman and it's just that we have like if we like Cam Ward, we have Pollard. We set up a little with Ridley, and we have like what's his name, Gunnar Helm. It's not about Purdy's a bad pick. It's just that it would be nice if we had like CMC and Purdy just mini stacked or something, or like I don't know, because if we get to the finals, like how like Purdy just spreads it out and gets 3 rushing touchdowns. I mean, I guess it's possible.
Well, I mean,
we have
a little.
Not to say what just happened could happen, but like he did just do that. Like in the championship week, he had 303 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and 2 rushing touchdowns. He had like 37 points. Like,
yeah, so if you run that season 100 times, he gets that like what 5 times? Like how many
like
times a day?
Like the odds that any one guy is the league winner, is like 5 times. So you could say
I don't think they're the league winner. I don't think if Pittman's the league winner, like I'm cool losing this year.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel the same way about Purdy though. So it's not even a Pittman thing.
So right here, are you guys drafting McMillan? I think he's like invisible to me.
I'm a Boston guy, but that's like I'm cool with McMillan. I think McMillan, he has upside spike weeks. He might be like a rotational player.
Thank God he went.
He might be a rotational player.
Boston and then Diggs.
I love Boston, man. And Boston, like I know we have Bucky and Bijan. NFC South is playing the AFC North, so we get a little, maybe we luck into like a certain week, maybe at the end of the year where Boston's like came on already. So I kind of like those mini like before the schedule's out, little bullshits.
I like Diggs here or Ayuk. I think Diggs is going to sign with the team and rise.
Ayuk is off my board, and Diggs is very mispriced. So definitely Diggs, man.
Definitely Diggs. Yeah. He just had a 1,000-yard year, and like once he signs, he's going up to like we all know it.
Doesn't he feel like Michael Pittman Jr.? Like he's going to give you like 70, 900, and like 5.
He feels nothing like Michael Pittman, but he feels like a guy that was top 10 in the league last year in yards per route run. So proves that he's still efficient because my eyes said that he was still efficient when I saw him play. So when you add analytics to the eye test and you realize that Ayuk is not draftable for me, I'm not drafting Ayuk because Ayuk feels like a small win, small loss. It's like it's literally insignificant to fantasy. I just don't see how he comes from 2 years removed from playing football and he's good now. Like this is crazy. Like this is crazy work.
Yeah, and he's like fat as fuck right now in his pictures. Like he
looks fatter than Debo last year, bro.
Debo just had accumulating mass, bro. He's just accumulating mass.
Yeah, appreciate you, fantasy dog. What's up, baby? How you guys doing? How's the chat, man? I haven't really been reading chat. It's been a while since I streamed, so gotta get back.
You know who we're finna pull up to the next turn? Trey Tucker.
You know what? Let's look. I think Trey. I think Serpling, Tucker.
I'm not okay. First of all, this is something that you do at the end of the draft. We're not pulling up Stripling over. I wouldn't even pull up Stripling over Ayuk. This is like, bro. Let's just not go too crazy. Stripling over Ayuk.
I think Stripling.
Trey Tucker.
We could do the turn after. I think on Stripling because usually
we have 10 picks away.
Dude, if he gets sniped, I'm happy taking Christian. Bro. You're telling me Stripling? We need Stripling, bro.
I'm okay to
No, we don't need him. I just think that the 33rd overall pick in the draft, even though maybe he's ass, right? Maybe he sucks, but it's like people are taking Boston at pick 140 on the Browns, and he might be good. We don't know he's good. Stripling.
I know he's good.
It's like I just want to bet on the offense. Plus, like everyone gets hurt, bro. Like Kendrick Bourne's had weeks. Juwan Jennings, he sucks ass, and he was fantasy.
Let me ask you a question. What's the difference between Stripling and Christian Kirk in the rookie year of Stripling? And I think that's like if you look at Shanahan's deployment. First of all, those two players should be flipped. If you want to take Stripling next,
I would go Tucker
this is
first.
crazy
I would
work,
also
bro.
I'll go
if I could
Tucker
put out a
first.
plan,
Oh, I would go
Nick,
Hunter.
Travis Hunter, and then Tucker.
I would do
Yeah.
this than Stribling because Stribling. Let's do naked Purdy. Purdy gets 4 rushing touchdowns before Stribling
Yeah,
matters in fantasy.
I'm cool with taking Christian Kirk later too. Like we don't need Stripling.
Uh,
Oh, Hunter goes. Let's
I'd
take
rather do that.
Tucker.
Tucker.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Could I
dude, you
please
want
go
to take Mendoza here and get a backdoor stack? I'm cool with that too.
Wait. Can we go to receiver real quick? Just because, like,
Oh, Debo's
how do you
there.
guys feel
Always
about
there.
Calvin Ridley as a ping pong with
I like Calvin.
Calvin
I like,
Ridley,
dude.
Ken
I'm not
Thompson,
taking
Wan'Dale?
Stribling over Calvin.
That's fine.
Let's take Calvin.
Any
I'm
more
cool with
RB?
Mendoza.
you know?
I'm happy with Mendoza, but Mendoza's gone. So
No
I think
tight
we're
end.
chilling. I think we're
no,
chilling
we'll take a
on
receiver,
that.
bro. Let's take
You
Let's
got-
take Debo or Calvin.
Does Debo get signed?
Yeah,
I think so.
I'm Calvin over Debo at this point though.
I would be Calvin as well.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
Hold up, boys.
I said I wasn't trying to hear all that Debo shit or all that Calvin Ridley shit.
Look,
Yeah.
we don't like. I'm at the point, Nick, where I'm like,
Let's go
you know,
Calvin
we
though,
don't
right?
need. Yeah, no, we don't need to
Okay.
take a player that I want, but to take a smart pick, like Ridley's a smart pick. Like Stribling is like we might as well just like we're donating.
I'm
and,
trying. Okay, my bad, boys. My shit was lagging.
Bro, that was see Nick does the thing where he's like,
No.
oh shit. Let me put Debo in the queue, even though they're both saying Ridley. Then let me refresh the screen, and then like
That's
the
crazy,
queue doesn't
bro.
really work. So I'm a like
I like Debo though. So
I'm
No,
a
okay,
I'll tell
click
you-
the draft button with my elbow, and then
I think Nick
Yeah.
is smart because in
Fine.
BBM, once Debo signs, he's gonna rise like 70 picks, and Ridley will probably not rise much if at all. So maybe
Yeah.
from
Debo
he's playing
is,
the smart
is,
game.
Is a better pick for sure. But like I was trying to take Ridley. It's just my computer's being slower now, and I
okay,
guess
but
This
now
is
I
a Christian
now I
Kirk-ass team,
definitely
bro.
don't want Stribling because I'm like, fuck this Stribling shit, bro. Like give me anybody else actually.
We might get Ridley back. I've got Ridley back in like the 190s. He falls sometimes because he's
Yeah.
boring. There's no reports on him.
we have
So, you
3
know
more
who's low-key
picks.
You know who's like low key fine at this cost is Kayshawn Booty. Like at this point, couldn't he ping pong a couple
Yeah.
weeks on a Drake May team? You know,
For sure, and there's a
I'll
chance he gets
I'll tell you, I've
traded,
been
too.
clicking him.
Yeah.
You know who else I've been clicking in the last round, and I'm not ashamed, is Troy Franklin because I'm just like, dude. The more I watch him, I'm like, dude, this guy's gonna fit in. He doesn't need a lot of volume, and he's like, I think Pat Bryant probably need a little bit more volume to hit. Troy Franklin, dude, like 3 targets, 2 touchdowns. That's like, the more I'm thinking about it, I think like Troy Franklin's probably a good pick.
he could be all right. I worry about his role versus Pat Bryant. That's when I want to get a little more camp reports, but I could see it hitting. I mean, he has that spike ability.
You guys want to hear a nasty ass name that I know both of you guys haven't clicked?
Who's that?
So he has a pretty good reception perception. Sophomore year broke out. Very shifty. I think one of the better route runners in this class. He went in the 5th round to a Hall of Fame quarterback where the competition isn't that great. It's Cyrus Allen, 5th rounder to the Chiefs.
I'll have to think about that one over the next couple months. How do you guys feel about Trey Harris, who seems kind of locked in the wide receiver side for the Chargers? No?
I don't know. I'd have 24% Harris from pre-draft. I'm a little nervous because there's talk about Debo there, Keenan Allen. There's a door open. They drafted Brandon Thomas. Where Mike McDowell's
And
like,
that hurts Lad.
if you draft Brandon Thomas, I'll take my shirt off.
How about Booty?
I like Wicks or Booty.
I like both of those two. So
Can't hurt to Booty stacks if we're gonna go
We-
wide receiver 3. Wide receiver
we
3
could
in
do
New
it.
England or Philly, like May has so much more volume than Wicks.
And Booty's like really good too. I think Booty's like a Booty.
Yeah.
Do you guys
You
remember
guys
Christian
went
Kirk?
with their tight end, or like a Fryermuth or
I think we're good at 2, to be honest, because
okay.
I think we
I just
take
don't know
have,
what
like-
we really need. We could do one of these receivers though. Do you guys have like
We have one more
scroll down
pick, or-
receiver?
Yeah, so we have 2 more picks. We have this pick and then another one. I think
Kirk kinda
Kirk's a
makes
good
sense.
pick because
Yeah.
Ricky Pearsall, Mike Evans could get hurt.
Right.
Shirkley sucks, dick. So it's like
Yeah.
Christian Kirk, and you know what? He was good in the playoff game. Dude still could
Yeah.
ball, and
No,
he's like
yeah.
he's Kendrick Bourne, but with some like fantasy success.
Oh yeah, I'm cool with Christian. No, I mean, if you're gonna make us take Purdy naked, then let's stack him up with a 250-yard receiver last year. At least he can do those 115 and one in one game. So
Exactly. Like
let me-
if he can spike like late with CJ Stroud, he can spike with Purdy.
Facts. Let me.
dude,
I'm gonna
Evans
say what's up to
Evans
the
old.
chat.
Ricky's gonna get shot again. Like, dude, we're so live.
What's up, Paulino? How you guys doing? Give us the likes. Come on, don't be shy down there. It's free. Never seen so many viable tight ends. Yeah, that's where my mind's at. These guys certainly mix it up. Just the side of the toxic tower. Must appreciate it. Appreciate you, fantasy dog. We try our best. 23% Pollard. Nice. Fuck Cooler says Scatterboo opened big boy at 40, which seemed absolutely terrible. It did seem really bad. Like I wasn't drafting him when he was pick 40. Now it seems like it's a reasonable price.
Yeah, with the info now, and he survives that. Yeah, I didn't crash out over the Scoutabo. It makes sense to me.
Yo, what's up, baby?
I think we could be fine with 2 tight ends, but I think like just because it is a good scoring position. Like if you get touchdowns, it can hit your flex. Like our running backs are sick. We got 2 quarterback ones. We have the wide receiver volume. I would just say if there is a tight end name we like here.
Shit.
I mean,
That,
there's a couple I like that I know you probably don't like, but
We
there's a couple
can
interesting
talk about
ones.
if there's- Diggs is
There's a
such
couple
a-
interesting ones. I think.
Yeah.
Okay, like
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends what kind of profile you're going for. Are you trying to go
let's
for
see,
a?
let's
you know,
see
like
the best
Theo-
player.
I mean,
Like
the Joku is still
Njoku,
live
bro,
to
is
sign
crazy.
somewhere. Yeah.
The Joker on
Just
the
no
Ravens.
Tongas,
would
please. No
fuck.
Tongas. No Tongas.
Oh,
No
Tongas.
How about
Tongas,
Gesicki,
baby.
bro?
Gesicki,
Gesicki,
I'm
if
cool
it
with.
goes.
Bro, I
um,
swear the it's just crazy like how like we've come full circle. Like Gesicki's a good pick now. Like dude, David Njoku is like sick, man, isn't he? Or am I tripping?
No, he's
Hey,
good, man. He was hurt last year, and he could sign. Dude, he could sign with Carolina. He could sign with Cincinnati. He could sign with Denver. If they trade
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts, he could reunite. I think part of the reason he hasn't signed
That's crazy.
is if Kyle Pitts gets traded, he could sign with Atlanta.
Oh, shit, we're one
I don't
pick-
think
we're one pick
I don't
away.
think Tongas is a good click, but I will say if there's any one team to take Tongas, it might be this one because we faded everyone besides.
You guys want to
Christian
do King
Kirk.
of Black?
Fuck,
I think a
man.
tight end. I think a tight end makes more. No, tight end.
Gesicki low key can have some weeks, bro. And like we didn't get any Bengals. It's a high scoring offense.
I also
Good
like
luck,
Greg
man.
Dolches as a low known piece. I think he's someone that could ball out with Malik possibly. I don't care which one.
Colby
though.
Parkinson 8 touchdowns.
What about Terrence
I
Ferguson?
think Theo Johnson is not gonna get outsnapped by Likely. Just my opinion.
Oh, he
No, Mike
definitely.
Gesicki is cool. I love Mike Gesicki.
All right, this is a little
Gesicki's
Mike.
cool. He had 665 yards 2 years ago when he was healthy.
Oh, what up, Garage?
I kind of like as a round 18 click, like when you have these tight ends and it's a luxury pick, he'll give you 215 burgers and you'll take it.
Dude, we had so many luxury picks. We had a luxury Purdy. We had a luxury Christian Kirk. We had a luxury Trey Tucker, and we had a luxury Gaston.
Bro, by like round 15, we were in the luxury pick.
I think honestly, we did a good job with receivers after kind of punting it, but let's go over this team.
Well, we didn't punt it. We went too early. I mean, we got double anchor
Well,
receiver, bro.
Yeah, like the receiver clicks just seem better than the running back clicks every time I'm drafting. So we did a 2.493 in this BBM, first BBM by the year, for the year actually. Drake May, Brock Purdy. I mean, I like that a lot. A lot of upside, a lot of floor.
Feels good to me.
Bijan, Bucky, Cam, and Tony Pollard. I mean, Bijan, obviously, we know what he's going to do. 3 RBs, I think that's going to give you a good amount of production. There's some untapped ceiling potential with Bucky and Cam. Otherwise, like if they're healthy, they should give you something. Tony Pollard, I think, is a smash where he's going right now. Like pick 95. What's the difference between Pollard and Swift? You know, respectfully. and their prices. So I think that's a really good pick there.
I think Pollard, like if you could project, if you think the offense is better, I think he's right next to Tootin. Like right, and I would take him over Tootin. If you think the offense has improved with Dable and the weapons, then yeah. But otherwise, then he's fine here. Because Rico should be higher too, right? Like Rico should be higher. Pollard should be higher.
And I kind of like that we went Debo because I forgot about Pollard. You don't want like too much Tennessee. Maybe if you don't have War, like I think Debo made sense for this team now in hindsight over the Calvin shit.
It's and especially on a team like this because we start with Rashee Rice, AJ Brown, and then we don't have our third receiver to pick 119. But if you look at it, right, with Wandale, he's someone that's going to command targets. Boston's a fun click as, you know, he has some upside this year. And then Diggs, Tucker, Debo are three of those players where, like, they might be boring, but I think they're going to all surpass the ADP. And honestly, they're kind of sneaky right now in drafts.
Like, once you get to 9 bodies, like, we got quarterback on lock, we got tight end on lock, we got running back on lock. And then you like Rashee Rice is so consistent. It's like I think AJ Brown will be consistent too, but like Rashee Rice always hits your lineup if you have him. And it's like we're just ping ponging guys like when they get their 70 yards and a touchdown. Because like,
but obviously, if Mahomes fell one more pick, then this team feels cleaner because then we're just have 2 clean stacks. We could be done, and then sometimes you have to adjust. I think. For me personally, as someone who I'm not slamming Bucky at this price, I mix him in here and there when he falls. But for me to get a 4 running back team with Bucky, that's what I want because if Bucky's a smash, then I'm kind of like, all right, like I know you guys like Bucky more, but for me, I love a Bucky 4 RB team. Like I want to build another Bucky 4 RB team on my own. Like when Bucky's good, like this is great, bro. Like Bucky's going back to the 2-3 turn. Tony Pollard's going to be a 5th round click next year, like he should be, right? Cam Scatterbo is going to be 2-3 turns, so we got a lot of value. And stopping at 4, bro, dude, we stopped at a good 4. I mean, we're starters.
Bro, I love stopping at 4 when you get the good 4. Bro, you like think about how many times you like, oh, I gotta have 5 or 6, but that 5th and 6th are a fucking stone cold 0 all year. This Ray Davis ass, bro. I'm the biggest Tank Bigsby guy around. Or he still was pretty much 0 last year. Like so many of these running backs, 160 and on. They maybe get you 1 week, and it's like a 10-point, 12-point week. Like it feels thin, but it's like no, these guys are healthy, and now we have extra darts at that 16-point, 17-point wide receiver 3, and I think it increased our odds.
I think the only time it's thin is for the playoff weeks because you're gonna have 4 scores, fill 2 or 3 spots for 3 straight weeks, but from a regular season, it's strong. Playoffs, you kind of want receiver to hit the flex sometimes to like maybe get a low owned Cam Scatterbo. He missed a game or 2, and then you get a low owned Bucky through. But I think the receivers are strong. I mean, Debo and Diggs are going to move up like 60 picks. So if you think those players are good, then if you don't like those players, don't take them because of the CLV basically. But like if you feel indifferent, then take them now because you won't want to take them if you feel indifferent when they're like pick 90, right? You'll be like, fuck, this is too expensive, man. Well, it's too expensive then, but you take them now, shit.
Or like when you see Denzel Boston, who easily could have been a 1st rounder. Like if Concepcion was gone before the Browns, they easily could have taken Boston with their 1st round pick. Yeah. Like they like him, and like you see him connect one time in camp, he moves up like 3 rounds. Like,
and we passed on Pittman, and we got like a new vertical, like kind of like Drake London-y Pittman guy, anyways. So we got our Pittman.
What's weird too is like not weird, but it's like I don't really know the difference of the prospect between Higgins and Boston. To me, there's just big tall guys so I'm like, oh, they're the same player. But it's like Higgins was like a round pick, 85, 90 last year in BBM, and I think Boston at 143, it doesn't really make too much sense to me because it's like you got the early draft capital. There's no alpha on that team. Like I like Concepcion, but I think Boston has a chance to be the number 1. And I mean, Watson and Sanders both suck ass, but we've seen quarterbacks pepper targets, right, to players and still produce fantasy. So I think Boston is a really good price where he goes. And too, going back to the 4 RB point is that, I think it's going to mix things up, especially if you have Bijan or Gibbs, like you're locking in a 350-point season. And like Bijan, we're betting that he's going to carry us through the playoffs. So really, it's like if Bucky, Cam, and Pollard can be healthy during that time, I feel really good about this team. I love the tight end group too. I know Suss was hating on the Tiger Craft 10 pick, but I think overall we crushed it after that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I'm a fan of how
the Boston one is a good shout because he actually I was a big Higgins guy last year, and he plays nothing like Higgins, which is the funny part where Higgins is not as good at contested catches, but also I think Denzel's route running is more nuanced than Higgins. I think Higgins is more raw. With you could argue his upside and his yak is could be higher, but dude, Denzel returns kicks, so like you don't put a guy that on kick return if he's not explosive. His route running, I think, is better than Higgins. The only thing is like we trust CJ Stroud more than Frankenstein of Shador plus Deshaun Watson, and who else do they have? They got what's his
Gabriel.
name?
Taylor Green,
Yeah,
round
that guy, the
six.
green, the mobile, the fast quarterbacks. I'm like, I guess that's why
Gabriel.
we get a discount. No,
Well, and
Gabriel
the
was
thing,
like, oh my god,
the thing with Denzel Boston, like you want to talk about a Higgins, like Denzel Boston, like if the bull case hits, he could actually comp to T Higgins, like not prime T Higgins, but like young T Higgins in terms of like bigger body, like maybe not the craziest separation, but just like nice hands, good at the catch point, strong, like just comes down with shit that you don't expect him to. And it's like everyone's like so obsessed with separation. That's me. You want separation, you want yak, but there's different ways to
yeah,
win. And you look at T Higgins, and that's he's not like burning people and getting crazy yak. He's like going up and mossing dudes, and like that's kind of Denzel Boston's game. So if the
I like that.
quarterbacks can just get it in his general vicinity, they don't have to like have some crazy precision route where it's like he's burning across the field. Like I'm almost a little more worried about Concepcion if it's like they're trying to hit him like 20 yards downfield in stride. It's like just fucking chuck it up to Denzel Boston and let him moss someone.
The thing I like about Boston a lot is that his drop rate is like almost 1/4 of KC's, where KC's is like 10 or 11, and his is only 3. Like he only had his last 2 years, he had 5 total drops, and then KC's 1 year is like 10 drops. So it's like, I think if you have a bad offense, the quarterback play might be inaccurate. So then it turns into contested catches, right? Even if you got separation, but then you have to return to the ball and it turns into a contested catch. So I like Boston this year. At this price, we're re-rolling a Higgins type draft capital bet on a worse team. But like Nick said, who's the alpha? Jerry Judy?
Yeah, I mean, and you know one thing about building teams, like we know it's a half PPR site. We know running backs, you want to get them early. But if you look at the position, what's going to move the fastest and highest, it's the receiver position. There's really not much RBs that could move up in a way like Diggs can't. Like, there's no free agent RBs that's going to move up, I think, unless you guys could think of one. Like maybe Kamara gets traded or cut and goes somewhere. And then there's really no RBs
Big
like the
Naj.
rookies.
I knew he was gonna say it.
That's the
Like
only
there's
free
late
agent
when
though. There's no one else.
like if Big Dog signs with someone, or maybe we get word that Caleb Black is a locked in RB2, maybe Emmanuel Wilson's running with the ones. But realistically, like the receivers here, I think are just really mispriced. And you see it all the time with the projection, the points. Like, you just want to have some lock and loaded RBs now, more than ever. I just really like also the late 2 picks with Booty and Christian Kirk. Booty is someone that can spike any given week. Maybe, and you know what? There's a world that maybe AJ Brown doesn't get traded. I don't think that's a world, or there's a chance that maybe a team like the Chiefs steps in and wants to get AJ Brown. I mean, obviously that would hurt this team a little bit, but even so, I think Booty is someone that if they didn't get, I mean, he's probably locked in 2 receiver sets with Romeo Dobbs.
Any way you slice it, like if he plays for them, he's the wide receiver 3 because he has that connection with Drake May. If AJ Brown missed a month and we're like, dude, we like went thin at receiver, it's like, okay, well, who fills the AJ Brown gap to keep us afloat a little bit? It's Booty. Like, I feel pretty good about like how he fits like as a puzzle piece on this particular roster.
Yeah.
And
I
our
think this is
running back, I was just going to say to your point about the ADP, like our running backs are like locked in. If anything, Scatabo could go up. If anything, Bucky could maybe climb half a round. Pollard's definitely going to go higher than 95. So we're not going to lose CLV at running back. We're like locked in there, but our receivers a bunch of them could shoot up. So it's like this could be a potentially unique team. Like, would anyone be shocked if Trey Tucker's like going in the 140s in a couple months? Like once people
Well, I
realize
told
what's happening?
my spot where Trey Tucker needs to go, where I would be just taking him maybe like at 8%. First of all, he has to be like right by Josh Downs. Like Josh Downs would be because you're talking about like those kind of bullshit players. Like you need to project something. Josh Downs gets 40 more targets or something, so like, yeah, he's going to be a lot higher once you actually see the football field. Now the question is, are you drafting these players just for CLV, or do you think that it's a good football fit that could be an ascending offense? And that's where it comes balancing CLV plus. So like a player you don't feel strongly about. I don't feel strongly about.
I don't give a fuck about CLV if it's not a player I like. But if it's a player I like, I want that CLV to have had a unique combo of players I like that I can't get at.
Like I know Antonio Williams is going to move up. I like Antonio Williams, but I'm not drafting him because I know CLV is going to go up. Stephon Diggs, I love his price because I think he's a good player who's mispriced. That if he signed with the Dolphins, if he signs with the Chargers, if he signs with the Chiefs, any team he signs with, he should be going pick 100. Like, give me Diggs over Worthy, give me Diggs over QJ or close to that.
Give me Diggs over Ricky, bro. Fuck this.
Yeah, I mean it. Yeah.
Top 10 yards per route run, 1,000-yard receiver on barely any volume on a team.
And you know what? The most important detail is he's in it. He's a dog, man. Like he's a year off the ACL. Cardi B broke up with him, trying to make it full. He got some motivation, man. He's like, okay, let me see what I can do this year.
He had his revenge season already. He got revenge on Josh Allen already.
On Josh Allen.
It's a fun thing.
He made it further in the playoffs. So.
Was anyone in this room with us?
Let me see. I don't think so. There's really no one I noticed. Hot Mama. I mean, there's someone that said the 7th spot, but I don't know if they were just calling out something unique here or what. But
yeah, they got Judkins. I like that. That's a good start.
Yeah. The finding out what RBs to take of the year 2 RBs, I think, is going to be a critical point this year because they all are lumped in together in that 4th, 5th round area. And anyone can make a case for whoever, but I do think that at the end of the show, they could all be fine and hit, or that maybe they all suck ass, or it's a mix of both. But I do think it is important to identify which RBs in the area that are going to be, the best picks.
Who's your lean on that right now in that range?
It's tough, man. It really is. I think I'm trying to block out the noise and say Cam is my favorite, not just as a bit, but just as the fact that like he smashed last year, and I think that the offense is better, and I think he's probably gonna smash again. I mean, the injury sucks, but I think I'll go Cam, Hendo, Judkins, Tootin in that area. What about you guys?
Bro, the Tootin's so weird. Like the John Shipley, the same guy who said Tank Bigsby was going to lead the Jaguars in carries last year, is saying Chris Rodriguez is going to lead the Jaguars in carries. Pardon me if I'm a little skeptical. I don't doubt like his like transaction notes, but like, all right, if you whiffed on Tank and like led us astray, surely no one else here led us astray on Tank. Don't shoot the messenger, all right? I'm just relaying what he said, but I think Tootin is the best bet for a Liam Cohen offense to be. Liam Cohen wants his RB1 to be able to not only hit the hole hard like a Chris Rod can, but like you also have to be able to catch passes. Chris Rodriguez cannot do that. So for that reason, I would probably go. It's so hard to rank Scatabo versus Hendo for me because I'm like, Hendo is better, but he has the Ramondre roadblock and Cam doesn't, but Cam also broke his ankle. So I'm going to say like week 1, Scatabo projects better, but like by the playoffs, I'm going to say Hendo, Scatabo, Tootin, Judkins.
And to be fair, I think Judkins might have the safest floor when it comes to just like production. Like he's probably gonna get the most touches. I think you could project for outside of Cam. And Hendo might, I think, have the highest upside because if Hendo could be a decent pass blocker and gets it together, like he is someone that I think could be a light Jahmyr Gibbs, right? Like 80, 85% of that if he really locks in and could take over a larger role.
And any week where Ramondre's out, he will project like 90% of what Gibbs does, man. Like we saw it. Like
He
they
had 3
load him up.
games of 30 points last year.
Right. They don't let anyone else really touch it. And so it's like I'm one Ramondre injury away. Whereas like for Judkins, like it's a weird situation where like I've never had a player I've liked that much that I have to rank as low as I do because like the offensive line is bad and the quarterback cannot be saved like under any circumstance and not like religiously. Like his shoulder was shot 2 years ago and then he tore his Achilles twice. I know you guys maybe have a little more optimism for maybe the offensive line or for the environment not to hurt Judkins. It's no disrespect to the player, but like he averaged 3.6 yards per carry last year, and then the offensive line got worse, and the quarterback didn't get better. That maybe
I don't think it got worse. I don't think it got worse. I mean,
it won't get worse, but it's like it will enough improve for Judkins to not face those crazy stacked boxes without a lot of places to go. It just feels unfair. Like I feel bad ranking Judkins fourth because he might be the best talent and he probably is the best talent in that group, but it's like one of those just like you're so buried behind like nowhere to run and just for those reasons, I think those other offenses could be sick. Patriots, Giants with Dart and like all those weapons, and then Jaguars, of course. So it's like you have 3 top 10 offenses maybe, and then like the worst, in my opinion, potentially. So that's half PPR site. I just break the ties that way.
I mean, how do you rank those 4 second-year players? 0.
Like who am I drafting or who do I think? Like, what's the question? Like, how
Yeah,
do I
like if you're drafting, like, how do you rank them?
I just like. Here's the thing. So like, if you're playing, like, I'm playing the CLB game, like in terms of like who do I take first and who do I take second. But I would like if I had to rank them just like how I feel, I would rank Judkins, Henderson, Scatterbo. I mean, if you're just those 4, and then Tutin's what I don't even rank Tutin that high because I think Scatterbo's way better at football. And Tutin to me feels like a project, so Tutin would be 4th. But I would be like those 2, and then like Scatterbo's in his own tier and Tutin's in his own tier. And I think Judkins, like the thing is, like you could say about the quarterback plays not improving, the O-line improved. Even Adam, the O-line guru, said that it improved. And then also having 2 extra weapons besides Fannin out there and Judy. You want to stack the box? Okay. Like we're going to dump it off to whoever. We're going to dump it off to Judkins. We're going to dump it off to Boston. We'll do some quick hitters to KC. There's a lot where the offense is not Tillman and Isaiah Bond and Shedeur Sanders with a washed up Judy. So like if Judy's like your 3rd best receiver, okay, you stack the box. Cool. You stack the box, then we're hitting KC, we're hitting Fannin. So like, and first of all, I like the scheme change for Judkins specifically. So Judkins from a talent perspective has to be number 1. And if the offense isn't bottom 1st, if it's bottom 8, what if it's bottom 12? So like then you start getting into like holy shit, like he just had like 7 touchdowns in 14 games on the worst offense last year. So like it's a half PPR site and he already scored 7 touchdowns on the worst offense. And now I need Tutin to do something that ETN barely did. He got 6 receiving touchdowns, which I don't project Tutin or C-Rod to get. I expect those to go more to the wide receivers, to the tight ends. So like maybe Strange, maybe BTJ. I think Tutin's fine though. I think Henderson is just like it's Judkins and Henderson and then everyone else. So if you're betting on talent and good situations, then Henderson is your best bet. Ramondre is not a roadblock. He's like a roadblock like Montgomery is a roadblock. He's a better roadblock than Montgomery versus Gibbs, but come on, bro. Talent wins out always. We always see this. I'm tired of drafting these bums, bro. Ramondre is a very solid player, and Henderson can score 14 real life points on 2 touches. So if you're down, You're not gonna lean on Ramondre when you're down, and it's a harder schedule. I'm just saying it's a harder schedule. No more cakewalk. It's not gonna be 14 wins. It will be fighting for 10 wins, right? Right, Nick, Patriots fan. It's
Yes,
10
sir.
wins as a fight
can't
next
do
year.
this Ramondre price, bro. The Ramondre price is so bad, like overpriced to me, bro. Like
This
how
is
many?
the new RB dead zone, by the way. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but
No,
like,
you're right.
right.
Like, bro, Ramondre, like he missed 3 games last year. He had 603 rushing yards, bro. Like, why am I taking 603 rushing? Okay, add on 3 more games in Hendo's rookie year. Even if he had that same pace, like I don't want that in round 6 or 7.
Hendo
Barely
almost
even
had
eight.
1,000 rushing yards, bro, last year.
Right, and he the backup dusted him, like because it just shows like that talent level is there, and it's like, dude, if he just cleans up a little, he was a good pass pro guy in college. He was not last year, but like you can get back to that if you can pass pro at Ohio State and like be considered one of the top pass protection guys, like one of the top 3 running backs in the class at it. You can figure out whatever technical things you need to figure out. It's not for a lack of effort. It's just I think he'll figure that out. There's like a little bit of like vision stuff. Like again, like this is like rookie shit. Like Gibbs and Bijan were not like giga smashes their first year. And guess what? Hendo doesn't have to be Gibbs or Bijan to pay off before 5 turns. He can have one. He could either just straight up usurp Ramondre because he's usurpable, or you get the ankle turned at the like, wrong week for Ramondre, and it's like he might not give back the job when he's a second-year player.
Yeah,
I
and
think you don't need to usurp Ramondre because, you know, with Josh, I trust that there's enough. Like, it's almost like with the Detroit Lions where there's almost 2 starting running backs worth of work in the receiving and the rushing game. Because you can't say, like, Henderson, he had 900 and something rushing yards last year with Ramondre there for most of the game. So it's not even like we don't need we don't need a bell cow workload. We just need what we got last year plus 10% more. Just that's it, 10% more.
Right. Yeah, and he has that home run ability that we saw last year. Like I think like he had like 6 carries over 40 yards, which I think was like top 4 or 5 in the NFL. And he's a talented player, man. I do like Hendo a lot. I think he's one of those players where next year we're drafting him, you know, here, right? Early second round, because he had 900 rushing yards last year. And if you look at it, like he felt like he just, I don't know, like 900 rushing yards as a rookie is very impressive. You know, outside of JCM, but I don't know. Hendo's one that we'll look back next year and be like, yeah, I should have had more, or you know, we'll see.
I'm leaning into the year 2 running backs, bro. My top 2 guys are Judkins and Henderson in exposure. I'm gonna ride that.
I agree.
I'm not touching the dead zone is dead, bro. I don't need Warren. I don't need who else is there? Harvey, Chuba. I don't need those guys. I don't need 12 points from Chuba in week 7. I don't.
No.
And the Hendo thing, not to bring up Terrence Ferguson on like every stream, but it's just back to that point of like, dude, like you're telling me that Terrence Ferguson can't in year 2 take a leap over Colby Parkinson. You're telling me that Travion Henderson, with his underlying efficiency metrics, with like the explosive play ability, he can't pass from Andre Stevenson. Okay, like I guess, bro. Like that, like Jonah Hill meme where it's like, I guess, bro. Like, if we haven't played fantasy football before, that's fine. But like, you bet on the talent, you bet on the draft capital, underlying metrics, what your eyes tell you, a good system, Josh McDaniels, Sean McVay. Like, I'm just gonna make that bet. I'm not betting on fucking Colby Parkinson and Ramondre. That's how the game is beat.
It's beatable.
It is beatable. Context is a little weird because it won't let me pull up the comment. There we go. Yeah, I will be ending just right now, actually. But thank you, Sus and Zero, for hopping on. It feels good to be back in the saddle, doing some drafts with you guys. I don't know if you guys could see me, but please plug in anything. I mean, Sus just did a stream on Drafters a few hours ago, crushed it. So please go follow him on YouTube and Twitter. But yeah, Sus, tell people what you want, and then Zero next.
Yeah, pleasure sharing with you guys. I feel like we did our thing this year. Quad box off to a better start draft wise. Sauce Edwards on YouTube and Sauce Edwards FF on Twitter. We're getting back in the streaming streets and going to try to be more consistent with it. So check me out there, and appreciate you having me on again.
I think hashtag block out the noise. Always block out the noise,
Any
even
last
if it's
words,
your
Euro?
favorite. Even if it's your favorite. I don't know. Like you turn on NBC Sports and it's your favorite guy there. Just block out the noise. Watch for yourself. If you enjoy football, watch for yourself and have some fun. Because if you're not enjoying what you're doing, then just might as well just not do it, right? Like I might as well just go do something else if I'm not having fun. If you don't like it, then don't do it, I think. And everyone that's here likes it. So you know what I mean? Everyone that's here likes it. So we are so back, but we never left, right, Nick? We never even left. Like we were here the whole time.
No, we never left. Literally, this was the best team we've ever drafted together compared to last year. I just dropped Suss's YouTube down below. Please give him a sub, man. Show him some love. Thank you guys for tuning in. Commenting below. Had a great time. We'll be going live shortly. And yeah, peace out.
Later.